Hey, welcome back. So in this lecture, let's do this task. Find out the GPIO pins over which the SPI2 peripheral can communicate. This is very important info you have to derive before you code for any exercise because we have to configure the pins for SPI functionality, isn't it? So without that, you cannot establish the communication, isn't it? So successfully configuring the GPIO pins for SPI functionality is very important, and most of the students do mistakes here and they will end up having issues like they start complaining the clock is not getting produced, the master is not sending data, the slave is not receiving data, blah blah blah. So all those are actually happen because of not configuring the GPIO pins for SPI functionality properly. That we'll find out in this lecture. So for this, you have to go to the data sheet of your device, and then you should go to the alternate function mapping. All right, so this is the alternate function table, which I actually showed you in the earlier part of the course when we were discussing about the GPIO alternate functionality. So this is the same function. And now here, let's search for SPI2. All right, so which is here, great. And let's search further. So here it is. The pin PB9 can act as SPI2 NSS. So if you keep the alternate functionality mode of this as 5, great. So we got PB9 as NSS. Let's search further. So here it is, PB10 as SPI2 serial clock. That's great. PB9, PB10. And SPI2 NSS, we actually got that. So this pin also can behave as SPI2 NSS. All right, now let's search further. And here it is, SPI2 meso is PB14. So if you keep the mode as 5, and after that SPI MOSI, here it is. All right, so we actually got SPI2 pins to communicate, right? There are other pins also. For example, if you search further, you will get PC. Here it is. PC2 also can act as meso, and PC3 can act as MOSI. And here you can see that the PI0 can also act as SPI2 NSS, like that. It depends upon how many GPIO ports are actually available for your microcontroller. All right, let's use the first sets of pins, that is PB9, I guess. All right, so let me use PB15 as MOSI. Let me document. So let me document in my code PB15 as MOSI, PB14 as MISO, and after that PB13 as SCLK, and after that PB12 NSS. So remember that this is SPI2 MISO. All right. And after that, so what is the mode? The alternate functionality mode will be 5. That's great. So I suggest you to derive this information for your microcontroller and use SPI2. And for any reason, if you cannot able to use SPI2, then use SPI3 or SPI1 or SPI4, no problem. Sometimes what happens is for your board, these pins may not be exposed to the expansion headers on your board. In that case, you just change your peripheral. No problem. You can use SPI1 or SPI3 or SPI4. Great. So I will see you in the next lecture. And in the next lecture, let's initialize these pins in order to behave as SPI2 pins. I'll see you in the next lecture.